Let's talk about it. Viral story trending on TikTok. Family takes family photos in pajamas. All the children but one have matching pajamas. Let's get into the clips.
Hey y'all, so I know y'all seen the controversial topic about the kid being left out of the matching PJs. Yeah, well, that's my son. And I'm here to clear up all the BS because the internet takes things and they flip it. So I'm gonna start from the very beginning. Okay? So me and dad have a set schedule. Every other weekend, my son goes with dad. Dad texted me December 19th and said, "Will he be at school? I'm picking him up." December said, "Yes, he will be at school." He said, "Okay." Keep in mind, dad already had my son the weekend prior. So December 19th weekend, he wasn't supposed to have him. He voluntarily texted me and asked could he get my kid. And of course that's not a problem. So as we're communicating, I'm like, okay, since he's going with you, like, late notice, does he need his hair done? He needs a retwist. I will do his hair, like, just let me know. And he communicated that he does need his hair done. Dad never told me anything about these pictures. Still didn't even mention it, never brought it up, nothing. So dad picked up December 20th, that Friday, and I guess they got pictures taken December 21st, that Saturday. And at 12:16 p.m. on Christmas, dad sends me their Christmas pictures. And I'm like, okay, cute, but why doesn't my son have on the same pajamas as everybody else? His response was they were out of stock. And I expressed my concerns and I said, I feel like that was dead wrong. He never responded. So I took to Facebook and I made a post without any pictures. I made one post first and I'm going to read the post. Okay, so my post stated, I check in before I tweak out. My son got pictures taken with his dad, his girlfriend, and his siblings. Why the fuck my baby the only one with different pajamas and everybody else matching? He literally is wearing the pajamas I sent with him for the weekend, not even new pajamas. And they are high waters because they are night clothes. Am I wrong for being upset? I don't feel like I am.
Okay, let's pause it right there and let me break down what we have heard so far. First thing off the bat, I want to say the mother, as we see in the picture, was dead wrong, and I'll tell you why. It's not that the child shouldn't have had matching pajamas with his step siblings. She should have never took this matter to the internet. Again, she should have discussed it with the father. I know she tried to text him and ask him about it, and he never texts back. I know she could have, sent a follow-up text or tried to schedule some type of meeting with him or a phone call, and they could have discussed this off the internet. Now this matter is viral. Now the kids' business is all out in the world, and it's just very messy for the whole family. Again, this should have been something that was discussed in house amongst family and friends. That's first things first. Secondly, the father was definitely um, dead wrong, and he should have nipped this in the bud before it even got to this level. Again, the father, I'm sure, was already aware that they were getting pictures taken um, this weekend that he decided to have his son come over. Number one, which is already a little sketch to me, this wasn't his weekend to get his son, but surprisingly or somehow that was the weekend that they scheduled pictures. I mean, if this was family pictures, everyone should have been included, in my opinion. And dad should have definitely made sure that his son had an extra pair of, matching pajamas. Again, his excuse was they were sold out. Well, they should have either picked another pajama pattern so everyone could match, or should have came up with some type of solution where I'm sure they all could have had the same color, same matching pajamas on.
So that was the initial, post without any pictures being posted. That's when it had got quite a few comments and was like, no, you're not wrong. I don't feel like you're wrong. So then that's when I took it upon myself to post the pictures that I was sent But out of respect, I did cover the baby's faces. I left my son's face unblocked because my son is on my page, so it wouldn't have made a difference if his face was on there or not. So I blocked out her baby's faces and I posted the pictures and I said, "Here it is."
Again, before we get into part two, just shows the level of immaturity we have amongst parents nowadays. Again, she should have never made the post initially, and then she follows up the post with putting an actual picture to this matter online, which only added fuel to the fire. Again, like I said, she was dead wrong, not because her child didn't have the matching pajamas as his step siblings, but because she brought this to the internet and made it what it was. But again, we definitely have to check the father for allowing this type of shenanigans to go on. Again, like I said, whether it was him or his current girlfriend who bought the pajamas, he should have made sure everyone had matching pajamas. And this brings up a very good issue, or a very good point, I'll say. In women, you have to be very mindful when you're getting with men who have children. Nothing wrong with getting with a man who has children, but when you see that a man is neglecting his first child, his first child, and catering to your children, you should be able to identify that as a character defect. That's a character flaw and should really make you pause and think and look at this guy in a different light. Again, like I said, we got to start properly analyzing situations so we could, sometimes try to circumvent certain or prevent certain outcomes.
Okay, so this is this was the next post. I ain't want to post nobody kids, but come on, bro, don't play with me. Um, these are the pictures I posted, but I also posted one with my son and his two siblings, and I covered their faces too, but it got cut out of the screenshot. Edit, my son's pajamas are from last year. I sent those from home. They are something to sleep in, not take professional photos in. My son could have at least got a fresh new set of pajamas. They got him on high waters. That's my main point. They have pictures all together, including my son, so that was never the problem. The first picture is just to show that everyone has on the same set except for my kid. So my whole problem about this whole situation is that my son did not match everybody else. And I feel like the pictures were already booked on dad's free weekend. Dad was already not supposed to have my kid. My kid was never supposed to be there. Therefore, my kid was never a part of the plan. I just feel like
Again, very solid point, something I mentioned earlier. Again, like I said, they booked this shoot on the weekend when he was not supposed to have his child. So that lets you know the intent was for his first child to never be in these pictures. Again, like I said, when you see a man and he's abandoning his child or neglecting his child, that has to be a red flag for you as a woman. And like I said, a lot of women overlook that fact.
dad should have just left my son at home with me, and all of this would have just been avoided. Obviously, he was not a part of the pictures because one, y'all didn't have pajamas for him, and two, this was scheduled on my weekend to have my kid. So that's just also one of my concerns. Because why would you force him? And he's not ready. Y'all don't even have him a set of pajamas. And I also feel like, okay, you probably thought about it and you did want to include your son. Then everybody should have got new pajamas. You asked me Thursday, could you pick him up? That means you had all of Thursday, all of Friday, all of Saturday morning to find y'all or him the pajamas. That's just the big thing. Okay, so I just want everybody to know, like, the blame was never on the girlfriend. Like, I never pointed a finger at her. But once my post started getting a lot of views and stuff, that's when she made her post. And she felt like I was attacking her. But I never attacked her. The internet blamed her. Let's just get that straight. The internet blamed her. I never blamed her. I've always blamed dad from jump. So the internet took that, flipped it, blamed stepmom, and now it's everywhere. And the title is saying, "Baby mama blames stepmom for the kid not matching. And no, I never blamed her. I blamed his dad because that's his dad. If anything, he is responsible. That's his child. So
Again, like I said, this all could have been avoided and discussed in the house. Like I said, she added the fuel to the fire by bringing this to social media. Now we're going to get into a response from the father's current girlfriend or wife. I'm not sure if they're married or not, but this is her response. She says, "Very much didn't leave him out of none, and I don't do this internet shit. One thing I don't play about is her, I guess, children before I had mine too. His dad couldn't find any, and we already had our picks, and we are, damn, my lord. It says his dad couldn't find any, and we already had our PJs. And I also said I didn't feel comfortable with him not matching, but it was too late because our shoot was literally minutes away. And I definitely didn't know he was going to be in our pictures. And the mother that I am, I would never ever leave him out of none, and I never did. As many times as this girl said, F my kids, I never treated him differently. I guess that's supposed to be the FUCK. The real Slim, don't ever play with me. Take my kids down, and you could have texted me separately. Just by the way she's writing here, we already kind of know that this is some type of this is some ghetto nonsense. But again, like I said, ultimately the the mother of the son is ultimately wrong for bringing this to social media. Again, this all could have been avoided and talked about behind closed doors. The fact that she brought this to social media and let the opinions of others weigh in and ultimately caused this to be a lot bigger than it had to be. But I do think we need to hold the father's feet to the fire because, again, it makes no sense for you to communicate your ex baby mother and tell her, "Hey, I'm getting my son on. I'm going to pick my son up from school on Thursday." You had 2.5 days to figure out um, to try to find some matched pajamas. You said they couldn't. Even if you had went to the person who did the photography and said, "Hey, could you do some edits? Could you do, maybe, edit on the pajamas on my son to make it so we all look in unison in these pictures?" I mean, there was multiple things he could have done to try to correct this error. Again, like I said, I think this really holds heavy on the father. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Again, like I said, I think it's a major red flag when you see a man neglecting his own children, especially when he gets with another woman and has children with her. I think that's a major red flag and something that women really need to look out for. Again, let me know what you think about this in the comments. Who fault is it? Who do you blame? Do you blame the father? Do you blame the current mother? Or do you blame the baby mother for putting this on social media to begin with? I look forward to hearing your thoughts and comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.